Good morning. It is September 10th, 2024, 9 a.m. I'm Emmeline Jones, Chair of the Oconee County Conservation Bank Board, and this is a regular schedule meeting, and I'd like to call it to order. First item on our agenda are the approval of minutes from May 14th. They were in the packet that everyone should have gotten. Does anyone have any corrections? It was a long meeting and a lot of details.
No questions. We're going to talk about some of the stuff in there, some of the to-dos that we had in there at some point.
Yes.
Very good.
Sure. And if they're not on the agenda, we'll add them to the agenda. Is there a motion that the
I move.
second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor of approving the minutes from the May 14th meeting, say aye.
Aye.
Our next order of business is the treasurer's report for the summer, and I've got it. Taylor's not here. I'm not going to read it because everyone should have gotten the backup. And you will note that the money for the funding of Fall Creek has been transferred, but it's not been paid out. That's the only thing that I can really.
It's been transferred to our Community First account, or has it been transferred all the way to the?
Just to the Community First account.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. Do we
So-
know when the closing is? The closing's already happened.
We do know it is.
Help me
You're
out.
jumping ahead.
That's a discussion item.
Andy's anxious this morning. But we wanted to have access to it from our Community First, so when it is, when they do close, there won't be any blips.
Right, yeah.
Any questions about the minutes? Do I have a motion that the minute, I mean, not the minutes, the
Treasurer's report.
treasurer's report for 3 months be approved?
Second.
So move, second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Fundraising and public relations report. I don't have anything. Does anyone have anything? Grant status, any?
There's been no changes in the grant status.
Okay. So now we'll move on to our discussion items and,
What, can I back up there? Go
Absolutely.
To fundraising, public relations. I want to mention this. I'm on the board of the Oconee Food Council, and we're doing a community event on November 9th. It's a introduction of our community food assessment, which looked at all aspects of food, access, production, sustainability in Oconee County. And at that event, we're going to have opportunities for partners or like-minded organizations to appear. And, the Conservation Bank could be there. I mean, I will be there as part of the Oconee Food Council, but I was wondering if it would be appropriate to represent the Conservation Bank there.
is it in the same place that the
Yeah, we
council
haven't
normally
picked our
meet?
venue
Okay.
yet. Not sure where it's gonna be.
So when you have the venue, will you send Jennifer an email with the details and the time? And she can send it out to the board?
Okay. And I guess my question would be, I mean, we can, other organizations can table at the event, can have a little table and talk about their organization, could even take donations, that kind of thing. And I guess, I don't think we'll have a meeting before then, before November 9th.
This is the next one's November 12th.
Yeah, so I guess I would be asking for approval for me to do that for the Conservation Bank.
I don't think we need to vote on it. I
Okay,
think go
that's
for it. I mean,
fine.
as the vice chair, you're
Okay.
representing
All right.
us.
Okay.
And,
All right.
but I'd still like to know
Yes, ma'am, I got you.
when, because
Send, okay.
I think, the more we can get out there, and that's on a Saturday. Okay, that's good, that's good.
Okay, very good.
Information.
Sorry to go back.
No, that's good, no, that's totally relevant. Miss Jessica, our new member representing at large, you want to just take a minute
Sure,
and introduce yourself?
sure. Hi, I'm Jessica Fry. Thank you guys so much for having me. I hope that my presence here can be useful over the next 2 years. Yep. I'm the founder and CEO of Wild Hearts Equine Therapy Center. We're a nonprofit in Seneca. We work with special needs adults and children, as well as victims of trauma, PTSD, all ages. And we do that working with horses, which is my concern about the pastures that I was just discussing. So yeah, that's me, and I appreciate being here. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yeah.
We're missing Taylor and Ryan, but hopefully you'll get a chance to.
Well,
Oh, you
Ryan's
know
the one that
Ryan.
talked me into
That's
this.
right,
so-
you know Ryan, okay.
So glad to have you.
Yes?
Thank you, thank you.
Update on Fall Creek Headwaters closing. County Council approved funding at the May 21st meeting with a unanimous vote. The funds have been transferred from the state pool account. Closing is set for early to mid-October.
Okay.
And we really fast-tracked that to council, and I just wanted to thank everybody for a special meeting, getting it all there. Our approval happened before the South Carolina State Conservation Bank Board approved their funds. So it was a little bit of zip in their pocket to have our approval before they went to the vote for the South Carolina Conservation Bank Board. So thank y'all for zipping that along. And
Have they gotten the funding from the South Carolina Conservation Bank?
they have, it's been approved.
Okay,
I
how
don't-
much, do you know?
You know what, it's on the original application, how much they were asking
Okay.
for. The closing documents have not been all put together. It's been it's been a long process, and I don't think there's been anything that's kept it from, going quicker. Maybe it's summer, but, everything's on track. It's just a
Okay.
matter of
Right.
getting everything there.
Thank you, ma'am.
I think we could probably look back at the original application and even what we submitted to county council to see how much they were asked to
Yep.
fund.
Thank you.
Discussion regarding the South Carolina Land Trust. We voted at our meeting to join the trust. At the last county council meeting, the county council and our county attorney approved our funding request. The dues are $300 annually, and it's simply a networking agency. Their annual retreat is going to be at Table Rock, February 6th and 7th. So we're one of the few counties, as y'all may know, that has a Conservation Bank Board. So it's going to be nice for us to be represented there and do some networking with other land trusts.
That's great.
Discussion regarding signers on the Community First checking account. Right now, Andy, Ryan, Jennifer, and the county administrator are the approved signees for that account. So what we'd like to do is get Taylor as treasurer and myself as chairman on it. We can't do that until the minutes, by the way, you only need one signature, so it's not anything that's a big timely issue. But eventually, we need to phase out and phase back in. So what I'd like to happen is if someone can make a motion that we be approved as authorized signees, then once those minutes are approved, at our next meeting, Jennifer can take them to the bank and have us added.
I have a question. So I don't know if they have a limit on signers. I didn't think to ask that. Is there anyone you want to roll off to and you and Taylor roll on.
Well, Ryan and I both need to come off because our terms end this December.
Okay. You're right, I'm just,
So why do we have to wait till the minutes are approved?
it's a bank policy.
Okay, got you there. So,
Just that the board approves having us as,
I understand. So would the motion be, we move to add the chair and the treasurer, and upon having the chair and the treasurer accepted as signatories, that the current signatories, Ryan and Andy, come off?
yes.
We'll have to go through the process too of signing ourselves off. I think he and I will both have to sign something with the bank, so that's what I would hope would happen, is that we have two new and two
Yes.
off, and we don't have to go through another meeting of taking us off.
Correct.
We'll just do the
But-
switch.
But what I'd like to do, and I think you're saying it the right way, is I don't want to take you and Ryan off
Right,
until
y'all
we
are
get
there.
approved, because that way we've got the flexibility of you having the authorization signed as Ryan. So,
So let me see if this is the right motion. So
Okay.
I move that we add M as chair and Taylor as treasurer as signatories on the Community First Bank account, and that upon doing that, Ryan Keese and I go through the process of being removed after y'all are added.
so we're going to replace you two.
That is correct.
That's the good way to say it. If I can amend your
That's-
motion,
You can, yeah.
that we would replace you.
That's my motion.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And we have 2 meetings scheduled the rest of the year, November 12th, December 10th. I'm not a big, let's meet just to meet. I think our requirement is 4 meetings a year.
I believe it's
3, which we've already done. So there's a possibility that this may be our last meeting of the year unless we've got some big agenda items coming up.
We've got to approve the minutes in order to,
That's
in order to
correct.
do your
Yeah, that's true,
swapping of the,
of the thing. So, well, I think
Signatories.
we'll probably meet one of those times. Our hope, our goal, of course, of this whole board is to fund projects. And so I'm planning to touch base with Scott and, just lost my train of thought.
No.
At the Farm Bureau, Starker,
Chris Stark,
um,
who you talking
talking about the one who came to the meeting that we had.
about? Jason? Chris?
I'll think about it. At the Farm Bureau, who used to be at Upstate Forever,
Oh,
he used to be a,
yeah.
I know,
I
I'm
got
getting in
you.
the weeds. Anyway, to just encourage them, if anything's in the pipeline, we're here, we want to support it. Because that's our mission. We're not out there to meet with the landowners, to try to talk them into it, just putting an easement on there. But we are here to support that.
Jennifer, is there something special we do at the December meeting? That we don't do any other
Well,
time?
we do set the schedule for.
That's right.
No, you already have a meeting scheduled for February of next year. That's when we'll set the schedule for.
Okay, and we do officers at that first meeting in
Yes, we do.
In
2025 as
2025.
well?
Yes.
Okay.
Nothing that I can think of other than the minutes.
Well, if we think of something, we can do it. If we do the November meeting and not the December, we can do it at the November meeting. So, but that also, we have an application period that closes November 1st. So if we get an application before November 1st, we've got to have the November and December. meetings.
Absolutely, and I'm not in any ways implying that we're gonna cancel them. I'm just saying, that there's a possibility. Our hope is that we do have something, and it's appropriate for me to reach out to them as chairman, isn't it, and say, we're here.
Yes, ma'am.
And then I had one more thing that I forgot to put on the agenda, but I think at the last meeting I mentioned I wanted to have this minute for conservation, if
That's right.
anybody had any updates. And I wanted to just tell y'all, if you didn't know about it, the Saluda Grade Trail was just approved. It's been going on, many organizations have been working on it, but it's officially under contract to purchase 31-mile rail corridor for a proposed rail trail. It's not in our county, but it's running from upstate South Carolina to western North Carolina. It's going to travel through Inman, Campobella, Landrum, Tryon, Saluda, Zirconia, passing through vibrant small towns, rolling countryside, spectacular mountain scenery. It's going to be open for walking, running, biking, outdoor recreation. There are 3 nonprofits that are basically spearheading it.
Which one?
Upstate Forever, a group called PAL, which I think was formed for this, and then the other one is Conserving Carolina, which is a North Carolina group. And it's an exciting thing. We've all seen what the Doodle Trail's done to Pickens, the Swamp Rabbit to Greenville, and I like to think of it as a 3-legged stool. It gives the community a sense of community spirit and belonging. It's great economic benefits for the town, and then it's a public health, getting people out, enjoying nature, exercising. So just when y'all see that in the newspaper, see it on the news, you'll know it's been going on for 3 to 4 years. They've got some funding. They're finally in contract, and it's just going to be an exciting thing for that area of our state in North Carolina.
That's great. Let me interject if I could. So we're not supposed to add any new agenda items during the meeting.
Okay.
But why don't we just, and I'll make this suggestion for the future, just include that 1 minute for conservation in the public relations
Okay,
report.
okay.
And we're just gonna treat that like that's what you did today, that it's part of
Okay,
that
good.
public relations report.
Absolutely.
And Jennifer, can you show us, no, go ahead. Can you show us the minutes? Can we get that so we can read that? Yes, ma'am.
But in the future, that can be a discussion item, right? Or should we put it under PR?
You can put it wherever you want to put it, but today,
Okay.
we are putting it there. Could you scroll while we're seeing further down? Yeah, hang on. Oh. Did we get our web page updated? Okay.
Yes.
Could you scroll up again, or towards the bottom? Okay, yeah.
Oh, you're right, it should go under fundraising and public relations.
One more time.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. That's it. Thank you. I think the thing I was wondering about was the report on the South Carolina Land Trust.
Mm-hmm. Is there any new business, any other?
I have 2 questions. I'm not sure if this is the time to ask them or not, the spot. One is, could anyone bring me up to speed very quickly on how we obtain our funds and what this fundraising and public relations, like what's needed there?
So right now, our pot of money is primarily from donations and also from Duke Power relicensing. We're not funded at all by county
Okay.
or taxpayer. So when the fundraising public relation is kind of a long-term, as we drain that pool, we're gonna need to have some more sources of funding. We're not doing a lot of active fundraising now because we wanted to get a couple of exciting closings behind us to say, this is what we've done, this is what we hope to do.
Okay. So it's not something we're continually doing, it's not an ongoing thing at this time.
We're not actively
Okay.
doing fundraising.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then my
Can
other,
I interject?
Absolutely.
You know I'm a lawyer, so I want to talk.
I could have guessed.
So we got $618,000 from Duke
Okay,
in 2016.
Okay.
We started spending it in 2018, and the backup materials will show that we've gotten, I think, $13,700 from donations.
Okay.
Mainly from private individuals. And our ordinance prohibits taxpayer dollars being used for our projects.
okay, understood.
That's the basic status on that.
Is the Duke donation a recurring, or was that a one-time?
It's not,
Okay.
it came out of licensing litigation where they promised to or committed to giving funds for conservation. We got the folks group on Lake Kiowee got a lot of funds from them.
Okay.
And we have approached Duke again to see if
Yeah.
there was another opportunity. And we're still doing that, and we have friends, like with Upstate Forever, that are also looking out for us, trying to help us get through the door on more relicensing funds. But we're always open to and looking for sources
Okay.
of funding.
Of funding, okay. My second question was the Saluda Grade Trail, thank you guys for answering that. Is doing something like that for Oconee County in our scope?
No,
No, okay,
I mean, we can help fund that and we could promote it, but we're not active, okay, let's go conserve this piece of property targeting like that. You know, we're a granting entity.
if.
They
so-
come to us.
Yes, if someone looked to us for that funding, that is an option, that is within our scope.
Absolutely,
Okay.
if it's funding something, a conservation easement.
Okay.
Or a fee simple purchase with a conservation easement.
Okay,
That's what we fund.
okay,
And a good example of that would be the Palmetto Trail, which starts at Oconee State Park. Also, part of it is at the Stump House. I think we did grant money for the part of the Stump House, right, years ago when all that started?
we did.
Thought that we did. But it can be,
it was an option though.
well,
That was before us.
okay, that
Oh,
was
okay.
before us, but something like that.
Okay.
So we would grant to a private landowner who wanted to put an easement on it. We would grant to someone who had a property that had some historic value to it.
And so our eligible applicants are land trust. The money that we give may ultimately go to the landowner as part of their transaction. But our eligible recipients are land trust, other nonprofits, and local governments. I mean, if a local government, like at Stump House, it could work like that.
Right,
If
right.
that local government needed funding for a project that had a conservation easement,
Okay.
we could give funds to them.
Okay,
But we don't give funds directly to private individuals.
okay,
And we don't give funds to purchase land.
okay,
It strictly goes to a landowner who wants to put a conservation easement on their land.
which, just for instance, for my own clarity, the Saluda Grade Trail was for some landowners in that area.
So that, in that case, it was just a contract with the rail.
Oh, okay, so that is a bit
Norfolk
different.
Southern, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think there are any landowners involved.
Okay.
Other than getting them involved in, hey, this is gonna run through your back, right where the trail is. But
Okay.
the trail had, the railroad already had an easement over the properties
Okay,
for the railroad, and
Understood.
that stays.
okay,
So in that case, you would have somebody like PAL coming to an entity like ours and saying, we want to do this, and one of the things we want to do is that whoever's going to keep owning that real property, that ground, wants to put a conservation easement on it.
Okay.
For the use of a rail to trail,
okay,
we could fund an entity like PAL that that's helping do
help with
that
that.
with the private landowners.
Okay, that was all very helpful.
And they created the Saluda Grade Trails Conservancy. That's the group that is purchasing the 31-mile rail corridor.
Okay,
And it's been in the works for,
a long time, hasn't it?
I mean, but like even before it was public, it was
Right.
in the works.
Yeah, okay, okay. Thank you, guys.
One last thing I want
Yes.
to bring up. So I was noting in our background documents, the chart that we created, that we use for public and our own uses to keep up with what we've done and show our history. Once that closing occurs with the Fall Creek headwaters, I'll update that chart for us, showing. You know,
Good,
whatever
so
it
if
requires.
you, and if.
Can you show us that on
Yeah.
There it is, right there. See it on your screen?
She's on it.
And Andy, if you look at the finance, you'll see on 725, the $35,000 transfer.
Okay, gotcha.
That's on
On kind
the,
of the ledger you're talking about.
Correct.
Okay, right.
so
We
that,
moved the funds,
correct,
but we hadn't
So-
paid them out.
correct.
And so all I'm saying is
So-
that I'm gonna update this chart. You know, there'll be an entry after Crawford Mill with Fall Creek headwaters.
Mm-hmm.
That'll have all that information on there.
Right. So that, yeah, that's a great document to,
I mean, that document
Refer to.
essentially tells all that we've ever done
Yeah, this is
in our
helpful.
mission.
Yeah.
That's what we do, is that right there. I'm very proud of that document.
well, you should be.
Everyone here should be. It's great.
Okay. I just wanted to interject
Well,
that.
thank you. If there is no more business, do we have a motion to adjourn? Do I need a motion?
I
Okay,
don't think you need a motion.
okay, then I'm just gonna adjourn.
You have to have a motion.
You do?
Doesn't have to be seconded. What's the deal?
I think that's what it is. You gotta have a
You
motion.
gotta have a motion, but it doesn't have to be seconded, I think, to adjourn.
Yeah, we need to read the rules. But you have to have a motion.
I make a motion that we.
Thank you.
I second it just in case.
Okay. All those in
I'm in favor of it.
okay, adjourned.
Very good.